The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Kosha Dillz is in the building, my guy.
What up?
Welcome to the show.
Let's go.
How you feeling?
Man, cold as hell.
Cold
You
as
know,
hell.
it's at
I
that
feel like
time.
it got a little warmer in here, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it's just cold. Is it the last day of, you know?
What? Oh, it's the last day of November. We're recording this.
we're
Yeah.
recording. I'm like, we allowed to? Yeah, it's last day. About to be. Wake up. It's the first of the month in December.
And then next week one day is gonna be like 70 degrees.
Yeah, we're gonna get a blizzard in like a week and a half.
We're gonna get a
you know?
blizzard, and then we're gonna get like the hottest day of the year.
Yeah. That's New York, man.
Imagine like, yo, I'm waiting. There's gonna be a day in the next 10 years where it's gonna be 90 degrees in December. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a day, and everybody's gonna be outside in shorts, living their best life. There's gonna be Christmas decorations everywhere, and you swore you would have woken up in Miami.
I mean,
or
that's what
Florida.
it's like in my. Yeah, it's like that in LA. Yep.
I've never been anywhere warm during Christmas season. That's the craziest thing.
Man, I lived in Cali for like nine, almost 10 years. So,
wow.
Yeah, man. My boy said, yo, this is why we live here, because you're wearing shorts and it's December.
Wait, so why did you move to Cali? Because obviously you're all New York now. You're from New York. You know what I'm saying? You met Calvin over here on the L train platform.
Yeah, I'm actually originally from Jersey, from the 732, and then I just like was always infatuated with moving to LA, and like my first albums and stuff that I recorded, everything was out in LA.
Okay.
Like, my first single was Hey We Chester Hollywood and Beverly Dillz. Everything I recorded in LA. 2011, my folks moved the crib in Jersey to the shore, and then I just moved to LA, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it out here, and that's what I was doing. So I was living LA rap scene. I was like at the time when Krayshawn had come out, and then sort of 2012. It's like the trap wasn't even really introduced, but there was like this new kind of music coming out of the West Coast, and yeah.
So, but like even your music, like I don't know, maybe I just don't hear like as much West Coast. Like I don't feel like you were super duper influenced by like the music scene over there.
Nah, not really.
You really kind of stay true to like the more like East Coast, New York, Jersey type of sound.
Yeah, I think if you're coming up in the New York City scene, like and you listen, and your influences are Nas and Mobb Deep and Big E, and but I had some little quirky West Coast stuff, like of the East Coast of. You had like, Murs and just like the underground rap scene is kind of what I'm into. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that.
Nah, and you definitely hear that, like, even with, like, the music is, like you said, it's tough to, like, kind of change. Like, I think about, like I've had a bunch of artists, like, I think Wiki and a few other people, and, like, we always talk about how, like, at the time, when you move around and you move out there, it's like, yeah, you're going to hear a lot of the music, but then, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes artists go out to the West Coast, or they go out there, and they're, like, they try for these different sounds, and then they come back, and they're like, that wasn't really, I should just stuck to kind of, like, what I knew, which isn't a bad thing either.
When I moved to L.A., the dude that I worked with, Jesse Shacken or Belief, he was sort of like one of the producers out there that I was working with, and I was really into making songs that were sample free, because I was like, yo, we're gonna make money off licensing, and so in 2012 I had a Super Bowl commercial, and that's sort of like.
What was your Super Bowl commercial?
It was the Bud Light Here We Go in 2012.
Oh, shit, okay.
And it was like rated the #1 commercial on USA Today. It played through all the playoffs, and that was like my first deal. Like, I just got a giant check from music. Like, I made more money than like my parents did that year, like off this thing.
Off the one commercial too.
And it was my first music video I ever did for the song Cellular Phone. And you know what I mean? Like, it was just like a quirky, and I learned like little things about it that, like, when I did the intro to a song, instead of talking and shouting out everybody, I went bow, wow, wow, like that, just in the studio.
Right. And
that song was they used it in a commercial with a dog.
Yeah.
Because I said bow, wow, wow. You know what I mean? And that was really the big reason,
You never know what's going to be the thing that...
You never know. You really never know. And now
you.
when you make stuff, you're like, leave a space there, because this is good. Now you're thinking... I think like that. I just think full circle of what songs could be. But I also think, authentically to me, and it was just really having fun in LA, making kind of, trying to make some sort of pop rap sound with a little bit of East Coast twist in it. I never really fully adapted to the West Coast stuff. Mm-hmm. But, then I got tired of LA, And
then you came back.
Yeah, man. Well, I moved from LA, moved to Israel, then the pandemic happened. I moved back to LA, and then I saw an opportunity to move to New York for half the rent during the pandemic. So I moved to New York during the pandemic, 2020.
Wow. So coming back from Israel, because I actually had like a bunch of friends like who lived in like Japan. They were living in Japan at the time. My boy was actually living in Ghana at the time, and obviously it turned into one of those like, shit, we can't stay, like we got to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the families here, like they were gonna get stuck over there. Was that kind of like the same thing for you, or was it just kind of like?
Yeah, I was definitely like, I came back to run a marathon, and I was gonna be on a big tour for an album, for my Nobody Cares Except You album, which was the last one I put out in 2020. But I was ready to release it. I was like support on the tour, and then everything went to hell. And then I was like, all right,
COVID, yep.
You know, but it was honestly the first time artists were really getting help from anybody too. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna just stay and figure this out. And just kind of, that's what we did.
And
You
so
know, we just
here.
stayed in the crib and, you know, just figured it out for the time being.
Fire. So you've been on Wild 'N Out for one season, right?
Yeah, but we just shot two new seasons. So
Congratulations,
my
man.
God, yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
So 3 seasons total.
3 seasons
Nice.
total right now. Hopefully
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, season 18. I auditioned last March. We sent in the tapes, and then they called, like, out of thousands, they called like 15 or 20 back, and then we all went and they shot a documentary on, like a little doc on it. It's called The Road to Wild 'N Out, season 18.
Yeah.
You go watch it. It's like a 40-minute special. It just shows everybody who's there and who makes it. And then we had one day of rehearsal, and then we shot the whole season right there. So it was like no days off. So we were like auditioning, and then we're like, hope you brought clothes. You know what I mean? And then we're like, all right, bet.
That's funny because like when I think of like the process of getting on Wild 'N Out too, I'm like, wait, so for you, is it like do they do single season deals now? Do they do multi-season deals? Like what's kind of like the layout of it? But I think it's cool how like they got you on you've done 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
In a year too. That's crazy to
It's
think how much they
crazy,
shoot
yeah,
also.
to think, because people don't really know. It's sort of like this mystery, you know. But in reality, I mean, I'm sure they could stop it tomorrow. You know what I mean? For me, I'm just like, I think you just keep working, and they invite you back, you know, and they're watching what you're doing. Like tomorrow, you know, Wild 'N Out's at Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean?
You're doing the live show?
I'm gonna be there. I don't know. Like I'm not scheduled. So all the vets do the live shows pretty much.
Gotcha. So like everybody who's been doing it for the last 10 years.
Justina, Casita, Hitman, Clips, like just the legends really of Wild 'N Out that really have helped build the show. And they even got Michael Blackson come in, like just, you know, some real heavy hitters, D. Ray Davis. But, you know, basically you get on the show and then you sort of see, you know, every day it's just something new. I mean, it's literally an improv show.
Yeah,
and
literally.
my biggest videos in New York were because I was rapping on the street doing improv, freestyle rap. And so it's sort of, most of the rappers there are battle rappers, but I was like kind of the first person that's sort of been this sort of street character of New York that's sort of doing just different kind of funny, comical rap stuff on the street. You know, I'm dressing up as Moses, rap with Fat Joe in a rainstorm. With
Right, I saw that. That was cool.
Those are just, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's interesting. It's like something new, and I think they were just doing a lot of new things. So they took all different kinds of people, and you just never know. We got invited back for season 19 and 20. They did it one shot, and man, it was like amazing.
How did you and Joe get together? Because I saw that video too. That was really dope.
That was, so the crazy thing was I was rapping outside in the front of the garden, and I just decided I was like, this is what I'm like a project guy. So I was like, you know what? I've been street performing at the parks and, you know, doing cool things, but I'm gonna just do the Knicks. I'm gonna become a Knicks fan, and like I got homies that are Knicks fans. Shout out to Anthony MSG.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, the beginning of the game, Mark Ronson filmed me. People are like, yo, you're on Mark Ronson's Instagram. I'm like, for real? Then a guy named Acapella was there from Venezuela, a really big Spanish rapper. Then after the game, Knicks won, so it's crazy. It's raining, and my lady's there, and I'm like, just film me. And I thought DJ Premier was gonna come out, so I had the vinyls all out in this video. But because DJ Premier was there, I didn't know Fat Joe was there. Fat Joe came, started rapping, and he started rapping a verse from Big L's The Enemy, and I knew every word from it. So it was just like that. And then after that went viral, he was posting it, and then he had a show, and then I just flew out and I just showed up. He didn't know I was going to be there, and then he brought me on stage. I just was like, yeah, I'm just going to the Fat Joe show to celebrate this life. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like I've never had my videos were getting 2,000, 5,000, 20,000, 50,000 tops, you know,
Right.
and that just went crazy.
Right. So also, obviously, you spoke about it a ton already. I've seen in the other interviews and whatnot, and obviously you put out the Kanye record too, right? So instead of like going over it, because you've been talking about it, I think I want to focus more on like how can we move forward from this? How as a culture can we move forward and being more, I guess the word I'm trying to use is aware of the language being said and just being aware of, because I feel like it's kind of like a lack of awareness of culture as well in this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think, and that's what I wanted to focus on when I asked you this. I didn't want to talk about that because you've been spoken about it on other podcasts. I saw you on Godfrey's podcast.
Shout out
Godfrey. But like how coming from your perspective, how can we move forward from this? How can we as a culture become more knowledgeable and understand more, so and educate other people in the process as well,
Yeah.
especially online?
I think a really important thing is to understand the tropes of different communities, right? Like people think, just because you're in hip hop or just because you're Jewish or just because you're black or just because you're Spanish doesn't mean that you could be offensive to your own community or other communities, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this goes for even a big concept for me is that before I became Kosha Dillz, I didn't even want anything to do with being Jewish. I mean, there's Israelis, there's Israeli Americans, there's people, French, there's Jews from all over, right? And just understanding our own tropes. People don't understand why Jewish people worked in Hollywood. Why did they work in Hollywood? Because they were rejected from Broadway and every other community. So it was actually shunned. No one wanted to be in Hollywood, so they built this thing up. So this has become a trope. Like you hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, they're all managers," or this,
Yeah.
That's like something not everyone knows. Little basic explanations are also kind of just having not saying open dialogue, but respectful too, meaning like having trust in specific people. But a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know why Jewish people worked with money, because religiously there was nothing that was against that. And people were, okay, I am offended about this, but this is a job that they were it was looked down upon. That's why it was given to them. So people think it was, a lot of people don't understand the total aspects of anti-Semitism, where the word came from.
Yeah.
People didn't know that was a word that was created in the late 1800s to describe Jew hatred. It wasn't, there's a lot of comments, if you see in the comment section, anti-Semitic or what are Semitic people. These are just things that people could learn, but no one has the time necessarily to learn. They just click when you see this kind of triggering stuff online. And that's sort
They
of
just
been,
take it in and then that's it.
they just, and they're like, no, it's wrong. But it's also Googleable, but I don't want people to Google. I want to be able to express to people. I don't want to say, I want a relationship with you, so I don't want to tell you, go Google it. And I had this conversation with Godfrey. If you want to have rapport and build community with people that have differences, you need to be kind to people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to make you Google something. I'm going to show you this video and be like, hey man, I want to show this to you. You want to discuss it? And I think a lot of people, if you look at my comment section, it's like a cesspool of people that are just, Kanye stands or any other standard. Just it's a lot of
hate.
Yeah, it's a lot of hate, man. And unfortunately, that's something that I've received over through hip hop in a specific aspect of time. But now it's bigger than ever.
Yeah.
But also, I felt I'm the only one who's creatively good to make a song about it. So I could also be someone that talks online or respond creatively. And I'm a creative, so I have the opportunity to be on bigger platforms, make creative work, and then speak about it.
Right.
But so moving forward, it's all about community. That's how I dropped a new song. It's between you and me, create community. I got dropped this new song called Rise Up. It's not gonna be as poppin' as the Kanye thing because it's not addressing certain stuff. But the thing is more the anti-Semitism bars, the stuff that I'm talking about is really just being proud. A lot of people, how can I explain it? A lot of people are afraid to even do it and even speak about it because no matter what, there's going to be negative attention around it, and no one wants negative attention. It's not comfortable. You know what I mean? You don't want a bunch of negative comments. You see the comment section, Jewish people run all this. My comment section, if I want to feel bad, I'll just start reading all the comments and it's that's why people stay away from it. But if you have the platform, I think it's good to, speak about it and tell people. So people that are watching this, they can message me and be like, I'll get a lot of private messages and say, yo, man, I really appreciate you speaking about it. But all the comments will always be negative because negative hate drives quick reactions,
Yeah, facts. You're right.
Yeah.
Negative hate drives quick reactions. That's a bar. That's a bar. But yeah,
That's why bad news travels fast, good news travels slow. You know what I mean? That's why people, if your show ever goes down or so I ever go down, they'll be like, quick, see, I told you so. But they don't see the 99 slow wins of us even having this conversation. You know what I mean? And that's
no, that happened to me.
really...
That happened to me recently, but I just don't talk about shit. I don't address shit because I learned better. A wise man once said nothing at all.
Yeah, and exactly. But in this case, we can't get rid of people.
But this is different.
This is
Yeah,
different.
this
It's
is- you
community.
actually
It's
have
not
to
a
talk
personal
about it.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
have to talk about it
Facts.
a little bit so I could educate. Kosha, why is it that this, and me speaking, I don't get any secret emails. I don't get any special help from other Jewish people that are like, yo, put them on. How did you get this? It wasn't like some Jewish guy, twisted game and says, we control the world and we're going to get him because we're in the music.
better put him on the radar.
Yeah, bro, I'm rapping on the street outside MS. I literally
Calvin
built
sends
my
me one
stuff.
of your videos. He's like, this is dope. And I'm like, I like him. He can rap. Let's bring him on the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, at the end of the day, hard work actually still works. If you're wondering, there's no conspiracy here for And I'm making a joke, but it's true though. You know what I mean? So I just want to put that out there. And hey, yeah.
It's a good message. So what's next for you? What you got going on? What else we got coming up that we gotta let the people know before we get you out of here for the day?
Well, 2023, we got 2 seasons of Wild and Out.
Yes.
I got just dropped a new song called Rise Up. It's also, it's I was like, let me touch on the Jewish hatred stuff again as an artist, but just make a dope hip hop song. I dropped that. I'm trying to drop a lot of music, and I really am adamant about it. I shot more videos in the past 2 months that I almost did in like the entire year.
Fire.
And I did a Hanukkah song that's coming out with a group called Gangsta Grass. That is, obviously the holiday Hanukkah, Christmas, Hanukkah. This is a good spirit time. It's a bluegrass rap song.
Dope.
And the video has animals in it. I got a pony and an alpaca in a bar in Bed-Stuy, and with chickens. And give me. I spend all my own money on my videos. I'm the creative director, a lot of my own stuff, and I have an idea, and I'm like, this is what we're doing. I'm getting a duck in a bar, and I'm rapping with cowboy hats and riding a pony through Bed-Stuy in a Jewish neighborhood and black neighborhoods, and just bringing all these weirdos together. And we could release it, make it pop off.
Nice.
So this is my year. I've had my first 2 viral songs, so I want to get my third in
before the year's up.
Yeah, man, this is it, man. I'm really hoping, and just keep rapping, man. I'm really excited about Wild. I'm doing stand up too, so stand up is my thing.
Gotta come check you out one of these days. Let me know when your show is. I want to come check it out. Listen, I'm on the internet, as you know, so I will let you know, and you are invited. Everyone's invited. Most def, man. Well, that's fire. If this is out in time, make sure you check out the Hanukkah record. That's out now. Yeah. Go check out
Happy Chanukah.
Happy Chanukah. That's what it's called?
Yeah. Smokey Robinson had a joke where he mispronounced Hanukkah and called it Chanukah. He's like, I don't know what Chanukah is. And so, it's called Chanukah. It's really called Hanukkah, but in reality, the song is called Chanukah. Happy Chanukah. Happy Chanukah. Out now. So go check that out. Season 18 and 19 of Rolling Season 18 is out right now. Wild and Out. You can watch it on Paramount Plus. There you go. Season 19, Season 20 are coming out in 2023. And yeah, man. That's it, really. Right now. Well, I appreciate you being here. Let the people know where they can follow you at. Anything else you want to let your fans know? Now is the time to do it. This camera right here. Okay, dope. Yo, Kosha Dillz. I'm on all the platforms. KOSHA DILLZ. I post nonstop, rap outside till I'm inside. As you can see on the shirt, you could catch me outside of the winning season of the Knicks, not with the Nets. And yo, man, stream everything on Spotify, YouTube, all that. And message me if you ever want to discuss anything. Like, I appreciate you even asking about that. I didn't know if you would, so it is cool. The Kanye song, I never did a diss track on anybody ever. So I figure, just aim high, you know what I'm saying, at the biggest rapper in the entire world. And hey, you heard about it, so I'm doing something right. There you go. Well, make sure you go follow him. Go run up that freestyle out now. Go show him some love. Go show him some support. Love is free. Support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, Kosha Dillz on the radar. On the radar. Boom. Boom.